Hello, and welcome to our webinar on creating a campaign in Ads Manager. Let's get started. My name is Amy Doyle. I'm a Senior Client Account Manager at Pinterest. I've been here for 4 years and work with our financial services clients here in Australia. Today, I'm joined by my incredible colleagues, Shin and Blake, whom you'll be hearing from over the course of this webinar. Over the next hour, we're going to help you to learn how to create a conversion campaign in Ads Manager using Pinterest Performance Plus. First, we'll talk about what you can do in Ads Manager and go over that campaign structure. Then I'll unpack how to align your KPIs to the funnel. We'll go through the fundamentals, making sure everyone is starting off on the same page. Then Shin will take you through a live demo, guiding you through building a campaign using our best practices. Fourth, we'll walk you through the reporting dashboards. And finally, Blake will highlight the best practices for creating a campaign and wrap up with a Q&A of all those questions that you have been submitting to us. Getting started with a brief overview of Pinterest Ads Manager. I want you to think of Ads Manager as the tool that gives you the control to execute your marketing strategy on Pinterest. Ads Manager is designed to help you to do 3 main things. Number 1 is create. This is where you build your campaigns from the ground up. So here you will set the hierarchy of your campaigns, ad groups, and ads. It involves selecting your objective, defining your targeting, and uploading your creative assets, such as your images and your videos. Second is manage. Once your ads are live, you can monitor their status and make optimizations here. In this phase, you monitor your active campaigns and take action to improve performance. That might be pausing underperforming ads, or duplicating successful ad groups to scale them, or editing budgets and bids. And lastly, report. This is where you analyze performance data to see what's working. You can use the standard campaign manager, previously known as Ads Reporting Dashboard, to visualize performance over time. For deeper analysis, you can build custom reports to track specific metrics that are relevant to your KPIs and download them as a CSV file for your stakeholders. Before we even start planning, it's critical to understand the hierarchy of a Pinterest ad account. Every campaign that you run is built on a specific structure made up of 3 components. If you take a look at the diagram on the right, you can see how they nest inside one another. So let's break down that anatomy. The structure follows a strict hierarchy designed to keep your strategy organized and effective. At the highest level, you have your ad account. Think of this as home base. This houses your billing details, permissions, your aggregate data report and reporting. Then sitting inside of the account are your campaigns. This is where you define your high-level goal, selecting your objective. So that might be awareness, consideration, or conversions. This setting acts as the North Star for everything nested beneath. Then campaigns house your ad groups. This is where you determine the who and the how. At this level, you determine your targeting, such as your audiences and your interests, your budget and your bidding strategy. Ideally, you want to consolidate these to avoid fragmenting your budget too much. And finally, within the ad group is your collection of ads. This is the what. This is the actual creative that the user sees on Pinterest. That includes your images, videos, headlines, and destination URLs. So now it's time to start planning. Let's move into section 2. This is where we'll learn how to align your business goals with your campaign objectives and KPIs. We want to make sure that we're optimizing for the right metric. So before we even touch a button, we have to define success. Are you measuring ROAS, purchases, or signups? It all starts with a business goal. Your business goal is the big picture outcome that you want to drive. It guides all of your marketing and advertising activity, including on Pinterest. It might be to grow revenue, build brand awareness, or launch a new product in a key market. So let's work through an example of this. For our example, we want to launch and successfully introduce our new eco-friendly skincare line, driving brand awareness and sales among Gen Z consumers. Next, we have the SMART goal. A SMART goal turns that business ambition into a clear objective that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. It keeps your team aligned on what success really looks like. So in our example, that might be achieving a 15% increase on online sales of a new skincare line within 6 months, targeting women aged 18 to 24. And then in the middle, we have our campaign objectives. Campaign objectives define what this specific Pinterest campaign needs to deliver to support that SMART goal. So here you're asking the question, what does Pinterest need to do in my mix? In our example, that might be generate 50,000 product page visits from Pinterest users in our target demographic over the first 3 months of the campaign. So Pinterest offers 5 campaign objectives. It's important to consider your business goals carefully and select the objective that best align with it. So a common mistake that we see is advertisers who want lower funnel results, such as sales, but who run mid-funnel consideration campaigns just to get cheaper volume. This misses the user intent. If you want conversions, you must align your objective strictly to that lower funnel outcome, so that the algorithm can find people who are ready to act, not just people who are ready to click. A strong campaign starts with clear goals and a shared view of how you'll measure success. So then you move from a broad business vision to specific Pinterest outcomes, and then to the signals that prove that your campaign is actually working. Each layer builds on the last so that your campaign is strategic, focused, and set up to deliver those results. To achieve your objective, every aspect of your campaign, including your targeting, your ad formats, your creative, messaging, and success metrics, should be intentionally selected with that specific goal in mind. And finally, at the bottom is our KPIs and metrics. Once your objectives are clear, identify the key performance indicators, or KPIs, and supporting metrics that will show if your Pinterest campaign is on track. Please do not just list numbers. Choose metrics that connect directly back to your goals. So, for example, if it's an awareness campaign, use impressions, reach, and cost per mil, CPM. For consideration, use cost per click, CPC, and click-through rates, CTR. For conversions, use conversion rate, cost per acquisition, CPA, and return on ad spend, ROAS. Here's how you can see how your business goals for conversion translate to a media objective when setting up an ad campaign. Once you've selected your objective, the next crucial step is defining how you will measure success. So this slide can serve as a bit of a cheat sheet for aligning your KPIs to the funnel stage. If you've chosen an awareness objective, your focus is on visibility. You should be tracking CPM, reach, and frequency. The goal here is to understand how efficiently you're getting your brand in front of people. If you're in a consideration phase, the focus then shifts to traffic and interaction. So here, your success metrics are CPC, CTR, and outbound clicks. You want to know if people are stopping to engage and then actually clicking through to your website. And then finally, if you're running a conversion campaign, it's all about the bottom line. Your primary metrics become cost per acquisition, conversion rate, and ROAS. The most common pitfall that we see is a mismatch here. Someone might be judging an awareness campaign by its ROAS or a conversion campaign by its frequency. To get a true read on performance, you must ensure that your measurement strategy matches your objective from day one.
Cool. Thank you, Amy. Hey guys, my name is Shin. I'm a client account manager here at Pinterest, and I currently manage the entertainment book of business. Now that we understand how to identify the business goal, the campaign, the objective, and the KPIs, I think we're ready to execute and build our campaigns in Ads Manager. So let's move to section 3, where we're going to take these concepts and apply them step by step during a campaign creation. When you set up a campaign here on Pinterest, you'll see an option designed to make your life a lot more easier. It's called the Pinterest Plus Performance Suite. Using Pinterest Performance Plus campaigns brings the very best AI in automation and capabilities right into your campaign creation workflow. It's designed specifically to optimize ad delivery, improve targeting, and maximize your efficiency, particularly seen across the lower funnel campaigns that I would say, the consideration campaigns and the conversion campaigns. By toggling on this in Ads Manager, when you create this campaign, you're actually streamlining quite a few things, a lot with your execution. And in fact, it requires 50% fewer inputs to create the campaign. And on average, not only does it reduce your workload creating campaigns, it actually improves performances as well. We see 20% improvements in cost per click or cost per acquisition compared to standard manual setups here on Pinterest. A common concern that I would say with automation is, the fear of losing over your execution. A lot of other platforms as well have automation campaigns. Meta has it, Google has it, TikTok has it. But the one at Pinterest, the Performance Plus, we like to say that you are getting automation with control. So what I mean by that is when you're setting up a campaign, you're still controlling a lot of the strategy. You're still able to control quite a few things, right? You're still manually going to set up the campaign objectives, the KPIs, you define your own total budgets and flight dates, you upload your core creative messaging, and you're even able to exclude geographic locations. So maybe you're a business that doesn't want to target a specific state or a city or a country. The Performance Plus still allows you to have that control. What you're handing over to the platform are the tedious tasks that I would say, the tactical optimization. This system automates real-time bidding adjustments, audience targeting, and expansion. So you set the guardrails and Ads Manager does the heavy lifting for you. So just so I land on the key points that we discussed throughout my section in section 3, this is what I would like you to remember because it's probably the most important. So what's most beneficial? What are the most beneficial points about activating a Performance Plus? Well, first, right, it drives efficiency. You're going to be reducing the time that you spend manually optimizing campaigns by over 50%. Second, it offers predictability, using AI-driven pacing to prevent sudden budget surprises. Third, ultimately allows you for scalability. You can manage more campaigns, you can test more strategies without adding hours into your workday. And lastly, most importantly, it delivers performance, yielding the same or even better results with significant amount of manual work. I actually had an advertiser that recently ran an A/B test comparing a business as usual campaign and a Performance Plus campaign. And what they saw was a 55% reduction in their CPM costs, and they saw a 50% reduction in their cost per click. So this suite definitely does work. And when you're activating a Performance Plus campaign, it transforms 4 key pillars: targeting, bidding, budgets, and creative. So starting off with targeting, instead of you manually guessing which keywords or interests to select, the Performance Plus system actually uses visual search technology to understand the context of your pin and automatically serves it to the relevant users. So it's your creative that does the targeting for you. Second, for bidding, the system dynamically adjusts your bids in real time. It helps the maximum number of outcomes for your budget. Third, budget. It efficiently distributes your budget across multiple days so that you aren't manually shifting budgets around depending on the business, right? Some see better performances during certain times of the days. Some see better performance on the weekends or the weekdays. The Performance Plus suite does this for you automatically. And lastly, for the creative, this one is specifically for advertisers who are running shopping campaigns or catalog campaigns. What this does is it automatically creates shopping and collections ads directly from your catalog. It pulls them automatically, saving you that immense creative production time. So as we prepare to actually build out our campaign, let's look at the paths that you can take. On the left-hand side, you can see the traditional manual setup. All right, this requires you to manually pull every lever across 6 distinct steps. However, on the right-hand side, you'll notice our recommended pathway, the Pinterest Performance Plus setup. Notice how much easier, the shorter the list is there. So instead of me just walking you through these steps in theory, like what I'm doing right now, I wanted to kind of show you exactly how this looks in practice. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're actually going to build a campaign together right now where I'll be sharing my screen. So let's move into this section. Give me 1 second. Replace. Can you guys see this? Yes?
Yes, we can.
Excellent. All right, perfect. So guys, I own an e-commerce business myself. It's a side hustle of mine. I've owned it for like 5 years. So in today's session, I wanted to do this demonstration using my business on Pinterest. So just to give you an overlay, this is my business. I sell socks and slippers as a hobby. And this is my Pinterest account right here. So let's set up a Performance Plus campaign together. Firstly, once you come into this dashboard, the Pinterest dashboard, you want to go into Add Reporting. Majority of the times you're going to be in this dashboard here. Just click into this. And then what you're going to do is click onto this red button on the far left-hand side corner. Go to Create Campaign. So this is where we're going to be setting up the campaigns, all right? What are the goals of the campaign? Automatically, what Pinterest is going to do is it's going to turn on the Performance Plus layer, all right? Optimize campaign. And below it, you're going to see the awareness campaign, consideration campaign, and a conversion-based campaign. In this session, I wanted to show you what it's going to look like to create a conversion campaign. So let's click into that one. Click on Switch Objective. Cool. And then we're going to scroll down. Once you scroll down, there's a section called Campaign Name. Now, every advertiser, everyone's going to have your own campaign creation. You have it on, other publishers, your other platforms as well. For this one, I'm just going to call it Test. And then why not put in 16th of April, today's date, and then I'm going to call it Conversions. Cool. You're going to have an ad group name as well, right? So I'm probably just going to copy this and then paste that and keep it the same. Scroll down. This is where you're going to be setting up your budget. Now, we have quite a couple of options here. You're either able to select a daily budget spend, or you're even able to select a lifetime budget. So I'd recommend for you to put on a lifetime if it's a fixed sale season, perhaps that you want to run for a short duration for a week or 2 weeks. Normally, though, I would recommend you guys to put on daily budgets. So let's go with daily budgets for now, and then your budget amount. For today's test, $40 a day. Let's do that. Start date, I want it to start today. End date, this is optional. I'm just going to keep it blank because this is an evergreen campaign and always on campaign that I'm currently building. Let's move down. All right, so targeting details. So automatically, it's going to select Australia depending on where you are. So this is already selected. However, if you want to exclude specific geographic locations, certain states or cities, you're able to do that as well. I might show you how to do that. So you click into this section. There we go. Exclude. Let's say you want to exclude, I don't know, Sydney. Normally wouldn't, but in today's example, let's just exclude Sydney. So what that has done is you're targeting Australia, however, you're excluding a certain suburbs within Sydney. Okay. As a strategy, though, I'm not going to do that for my business right now. I'm going to keep it broad, target Australia-wide. And in here as well, you're able to target specific ages. So if you want to target 18 plus only or 21 plus only, you're able to do that as well. I like to keep mine all ages, all right? Let's target broad and let's measure performance across that. Right below it, you're going to see this part here, audience lists. So what audience lists are is essentially, maybe as a business, I don't want to target people that have made a recent purchase with my business in the past 30 days. I don't want to target them again. They're probably most likely not going to make a purchase since they bought my products 30 days ago. I can exclude those audiences. And how you do that is you can either use an existing list that you already have on your ads manager, or you can create a new list, all right? In this example, I'm going to show you how to just run you through real quickly how to set this up. So you go create new audience, site visitors, right? And then I would name my audience, say last 30-day purchases. And then I'm able to add in an optional filter at the bottom where I'm able to exclude who checked out in the last 30 days. And then I'll add that in as an exclusion list that you can see here. Okay. I hope everyone's following. Let's move on. Now, so optimization and delivery. So this is where I'm going to be choosing what do I want my campaign to do as a conversion campaign. Do I want to drive for checkouts or do I want it to drive for something else? As a small business owner, I would like to get return on ad spend. So I'm going to select ROAS and my conversion event is going to be for checkout. However, if your business is a business that you're trying to get more leads, as an example, you don't have anything to purchase, it's more of a lead business, I would select lead. All right. So keep it at checkout for now. Then from here, last step is to insert your ads. If you've already got your ads on your Pinterest profile, great. If you don't, I'll show you how to quickly create an ad because it's really simple. Click on create ad, right? I've got this image. You can't see my screen right now, but I have a folder with all the images, the ads that I've created so far, and I'm just going to drag it into here, right? Cool. And then I'll put in the title and I'll put in my destination URL. So this one here, copy, paste it into there, right? And then matcha slippers. All right, and then I'll go to publish. Well, oh, sorry, I forgot to select the board. I'll just go cute slippers and publish. And then that's going to take some time to do. All that's left to do is hit the publish button. I'm not going to hit publish, but that's all that's left to do. Right. Hope that was really helpful. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And then I'll pass it back to Amy to go over how to measure performances.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shin. I'm sure everyone is checking out designs by Shin right now. So after the launch, the most common question that we're asked is who actually saw my ads? So let's take a look at how to analyze performance next. Even with automation, you aren't flying blind. You can use the reporting dashboard to see interest breakdowns. So for example, you might see that summer outfits drove 5,400 conversions, while maybe recipe inspiration drove 1,500. You use this data to inform your next batch of creative, leaning into the themes that are really working for you. This brings us on to the Campaign Manager dashboard. This is essentially the engine room for your day-to-day management. It's the actual page where you monitor and manage your live campaigns. So as you can see in the screenshot here, the interface is designed to give you two layers of insight. The first is visual performance, which is through the graph at the top. This provides a quick visual trend line, allowing you to instantly spot spikes or drops in your performance over your selected time period. And then below the graph, you have the granular table view. This is for a more detailed breakdown. So it allows you to toggle between campaigns, ad groups, and ads to see specific metrics such as your spend, results, and CPM. This is likely where you'll spend most of your time optimizing, using the filters at the top to adjust your date ranges and your conversion settings to ensure that you're looking at all of the right data. If you're running multiple campaigns and just need a top-level overview of how your account is performing, I'd head to the Ads Overview page. Think of this as the pulse check for your account. Here you can see on the screen the top section gives you an immediate snapshot of your high-level metrics, your total spend, your impressions, your checkouts, your revenue. Directly below that, pay attention to the recommendations section. The system proactively identifies opportunities such as raising a bid on a high-performing campaign so that you can optimize with a single click. And then finally, you have your list of active campaigns at the bottom for a quick status check. So while the overview page is great for a quick health check, sometimes you do need to dig deeper. This is where custom reports come in. This tool allows you to build bespoke report templates with the specific metrics that matter to your business. A pro tip here is to use the scheduling feature. You can set these reports to run automatically and arrive in your inbox or in your stakeholders' inboxes as CSV files on a recurring basis, saving you from pulling manual data every week. Now, I'll pass on to Blake to take us home with best practices.
Cool. Thanks, Amy. Hi, everyone. My name is Blake, and I'm a senior client account manager here at Pinterest, working across the tech telco verticals. Now, let's move into the final section before the Q&A, best practices. So now that you understand the mechanics of our platform, or hopefully you understand the mechanics of our platform, let's shift focus to the inputs that you can control. We'll cover how to fuel the algorithm with the right data, why your creative strategy is now your most powerful targeting tool, and how to effectively measure success. Our first best practice is to lean into automation by using Pinterest Performance Plus. Let's compare what happens when we switch off versus when it's switched on. So when Performance Plus is switched off, advertisers can fall into two traps. First, over-targeting, which can obviously exclude high-intent audiences. And secondly, fragmenting their budgets across too many ad groups, leading to inefficiencies. When Pinterest Performance Plus is switched on, our algorithm solves both of those problems. It fluidly targets high-intent users that you'd have otherwise missed, and it consolidates your budgets to learn faster and drive down overall costs. Beyond automation, creative is now your primary lever for targeting. Our visual search technology works best when it quickly understands your pins and matches them to relevant users. As a best practice, aim for 10 or more diverse assets per campaign. By diverse, we mean using a variety of different assets and formats, not just uploading 10 similar images of a shoe, in Shin's case of a slipper. Try uploading a mix of shoes, shirts, accessories, lifestyle shots, and product shots as well, and use a variety of formats such as statics, videos, and carousels. The more variety that you give the system, the more it can test and learn to match the right visual to the right user. Next, feed the algorithm. So clean data in means clean data out. Firstly, ensure that your Pinterest tag and conversions API setups are accurate and granular. Identifying the right conversion events helps us to drive more of those high-value actions. We need to see specific events such as checkout or add to cart, not just page visits, in order to see the whole purchase journey. And secondly, maintain a high fidelity feed. The more accurate your data, the better the platform understands your inventory and can match it to user intent. And lastly, we recommend aligning your business goals and marketing objectives with specific measurement solutions. This helps to unlock visibility across your teams by ensuring that your business goals and objectives are aligned with your measurement strategies and can provide clear results. For example, you can leverage Pinterest measurement solutions such as brand and conversion lift studies for growing brand awareness or acquiring new customers. We also recommend using Ads Manager reporting alongside your measurement source of truth to uncover additional insights for your campaigns. To wrap things up, let's recap the 4 key steps to set yourself up for success when creating campaigns in Ads Manager. Step 1, start with the KPIs. Remember that success relies on accurate inputs. You must align your KPIs to the specific funnel stage and objective that you are targeting. Step 2, clean data inputs. You need to feed the algorithm to ensure that it understands your inventory. This means ensuring that granular tracking is in place and you are maintaining a high fidelity data feed. Step 3, trust the automation. We recommend using solutions such as Pinterest Performance Plus to drive stronger results, rather than introducing risks such as over-targeting or fragmenting budgets by creating campaigns manually. And step 4, analyze the results. Use a reporting dashboard to monitor your core metrics. Look at breakdowns such as interests, keywords, and audiences to see what is driving that performance, and let that inform your future campaigns as well. Cool. We want to thank you so much for your attention today. Hopefully that was a quick one, but hopefully that was obviously very helpful as well. Please give us your feedback by scanning the QR code on the screen to fill in a brief survey. And we will be sending a follow-up email with today's recording as well. Now, I know we covered a lot of information today, so we will take a few minutes to answer some of your pre-submitted questions, which I will just pull up now. Cool. Firstly, Shin, I might pass to you on this one. What are the basics of using Ads Manager to set up and launch a campaign from start to finish without needing an agency?
Good question. Look, I would say our Ads Manager is designed for every user, like users such as my small business, as an example, with 1 employee to all the way up to like a really large corporation with thousands of employees, not just with agencies. Like we saw how easy it is to set up a Pinterest Performance Plus campaign within just a few minutes. So just following our step-by-step guidance in Ads Manager makes it so much easier for everyone to get into Pinterest.
Awesome.
Back to you.
Amy, I might pass to you on this one. How does Pinterest targeting work, including demographics, interests, and keywords?
Good question. So your campaign targeting settings, they tell us which user characteristics are most important for your business. And then we use that info to help your ads show up to the corresponding users. We do highly recommend using the Pinterest Performance Plus targeting to help us find the most relevant people for your campaign.
Great. I might take a couple, so we're sharing the load a little bit here. How many ads should you have ready before launching a campaign? So if you're paying attention, you should already know the answer to this, but I know this was pre-submitted, so that's fine. You can run a successful campaign with as little as one ad, but we definitely recommend running campaigns with at least 10 or more ads. As I mentioned, different formats, different types of creatives as well, and then allowing our system to actually identify those best performers and optimize that delivery for the best results. I'll take this one as well. Does repurposing content from other ad platforms work effectively on Pinterest? In short, yes, it can. Basically, we want all of your ad content, regardless of where it comes from. So the best part about our algorithm, as we've kind of mentioned a few times, is that we will actually rotate your ads to find the best overall performance. So the more you feed your campaign, as I touched on before, the more you feed that algorithm, the better your delivery results will actually be. If you're unsure about whether you can run your ads on Pinterest, we do have a ad specs section on the website. So definitely recommend either just Googling Pinterest specs, jumping in there and actually seeing if your ads have the right specifications to run on Pinterest. And then we've got one more. How should small businesses prioritize their budget across campaign types? Amy, I might pass to you on this one.
Sure thing. So this really depends on your business model, since some businesses might be focusing more on upper funnel branding versus that lower funnel outcome. That said, we generally suggest allocating your budget where 70% of it is designed for the lower funnel conversion goals, 20% in the mid, and then 10% for upper funnel goals.
Awesome. Cool. That wraps up the webinar. If you have any additional questions, please reach out to your Pinterest rep. If you don't have a Pinterest rep, you've got our names on the screen here, so slide into our DMs on LinkedIn if you feel like it. As a reminder, we'll share a follow-up email with a recording. And thanks again, everyone, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.